Hi, my name is Becky Johnson, and I'm originally from Fairfax, Oklahoma. I was born in the Pawnee Indian Hospital and lived in Fairfax for a few years while my dad was in Vietnam. And we traveled around the country while my dad was in the Air Force, but returned to Fairfax in 1980. I went to school there for several years, but graduated from a boarding school while my dad was working overseas. My parents are Judy and Leo Johnson from Fairfax, and I have two brothers named Casey Johnson and Scott Johnson. All of my grandparents are also from Fairfax, and I'm Osage and Cherokee. And after I graduated from high school, I went to Dartmouth College and graduated in 1992 with a bachelor's degree in psychology with an emphasis in sociology. I then worked in the communications industry for a couple of years in Los Angeles and returned to Oklahoma to work with Indian people who were suffering from HIV and AIDS, and worked on education, prevention, and case management related to that issue. The reasons why I'm choosing to run are several, but I had to start out by saying that I'm not a politician, and I consider myself more of a problem solver. And I see a lot of the issues that our people are going through, and I have a lot of experience that's relevant to those issues in solving some of the problems that we're having. And I feel like I can do a lot more for the Osage people than I currently do in my position, and I feel that Congress is one of the ways to do that. Congress has the ability to affect many areas, put legal protections in place where they're needed, whether it's for children, employees, the environment, protection of various issues, prevention areas. There's just a lot more that you can do in those areas, and I have experience in many of them. As far as change, one of the things that I think we need to move towards is unity. To me, it's all about us. It's about unity and sovereignty. We need to protect our sovereignty, but at the same time, we need to be more unified. In Oklahoma, we joke a lot about a house divided, and normally we're talking about, a family who part of them are fans of OU and part of them are fans of OSU. But that term comes from Abraham Lincoln when he was talking about the divide between the North and South. And what he said was, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And that's true for a nation. It was true for the United States back then. It's true for us. And we need to make sure that we work towards unity. Now, can I create unity all by myself? Absolutely not. But I would work towards and do everything in my power to create that, basically through constructive disagreement, if there is disagreement on issues. And there are basic steps to doing that. We need to first define the problem that we're trying to solve. Second, we need to listen to each other and try to understand the other viewpoints. Third, we need to ask questions and try to determine what the issue and problems really are. And fourth, we need to educate ourselves about the issues and problems. And fifth, we need to really be trying to solve the problem, not just trying to say, I'm right and you're wrong. So I think that those are pretty basic steps that we can always take, whether it's among Congress ourselves as a unit, or whether it's between Congress and the executive branch. This country has been at war for many years, and Indian people have a much higher percentage of participation in the military than non-Indians do. And it's a difficult thing for people, it's a difficult thing for their families, and I have the utmost respect for our men and women who sacrifice so much for us. And of course, the military is near and dear to my heart because many men and women in my family have been in the service. So I think that assistance for families who have a service member deployed should be there. And also, I think veterans' preference in employment and other services should be available for those who are returning from war so that they can reintegrate more easily into civilian society. There definitely needs to be more prevention and education to keep our people from getting too sick or having serious health conditions. And in addition to that, I think one of the important things that a lot of tribes are looking at, and that I'd like to see the Osage Nation do, is to designate our citizenry as a health group or as a group for health insurance. Group rates are much cheaper, and this would allow our citizens to obtain health insurance no matter where they lived, and it would be at a reduced rate compared to what they could get on their own, and not everyone has access to a clinic, so unemployed citizens that don't have access to clinics could still obtain a reduced rate insurance that would be able to help them.